Oh, 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 no.
I don't need negative energy, wrap me in positive synergy. I have been doubted through life, been there and done that with trifling people who told me my style will not work. I told them they wrong, been struggling too long. This song is for you, I'm proving you wrong.
Get out my way, get out my way, get out my way, get out my way.
I'm a genuine person. Like if I love you, I love you. If I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. It's as simple as that.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Atmos Love Zone. Today we're going to be talking about and actually doing a follow-up on a very, very important story that we did on this channel when it comes to Mia. Mia has been missing and not seen or heard from her mother ever since April of 2019. So we're talking about 5 years, y'all, of not hearing from your daughter, not speaking to your child. And that has to be a very hard thing, not only for her, but she has a lot of strength. And I asked her to come on to kind of give us an update, follow up from the first video that we had did before. Ms. Battle, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you, Atmos, for having me. I thank you for allowing me to share an update on your platform.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. It's an honor of mine. So since the last time we talked, there's been some updates on Mia. One thing that definitely sparked a lot of interest was the fact that they did do a press release that did come out. And I'm going to actually show that really quick here to where we all got excited. It seemed like there was some traction going on, and and people were finally starting to listen from the police department. Now, what I'm about to show is actually is this the first time that they actually started looking into Mia?
This is actually the second time.
Okay.
The first time they did a missing persons report was in 2020. And that was the first time that this department had did it in 2020. But I had been speaking with other agencies prior to 2020, but the Chicago police looked into it in 2020.
Okay. And in 2020, what was the conclusion of what you heard and what they found in 2020?
In 2021, they closed the case. They closed the case because they had informed me, the detective had informed me that, well, it wasn't the detective. I reached out and I was trying to get an update, and I was informed that the case was closed. And I asked, why was the case closed? I haven't heard from no one from the department, and I still haven't heard from my daughter. And when I say he, I'm talking about the detective that was assigned to the case at that time.
Okay.
He informed me that your daughter renewed her driver's license.
Yeah.
I said, okay, you saying that my daughter renewed her driver's license, and but I still haven't seen or heard from my daughter at that time. It's now a year and some months. So something didn't sit well with me, because the detective did not call me and tell me that it was closed. It was me reaching out to find out. So I pulled a FOIA request back then.
Okay.
And in that FOIA request, and I apologize to you. Actually, I just thought about it. You do have it, but you will have to go into your email to kind of search for it.
Okay.
I should have sent you this as well again today. As that police report, when I pulled it, it stated that the phone number that I had provided, he was not able to reach, speak with her.
Okay.
So I answered the phone, but sounded like a young lady, but he didn't make contact. And then next time he spoke or reached out to that number, the number was disconnected, which was kind of strange because that number was on my line. So it couldn't have been disconnected because that particular number that I gave was on my line.
Okay. Quick question.
Yes.
A FOIA. What is a FOIA?
A FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. It's actually information that is accessible to the public when it comes to any police report or even the city of Chicago transit in Chicago. Bus reports, you can get that. The public can request that information.
Okay.
So
You requested that before, and did they give you any information on as far as her getting her driver's license? Did she walk in to do it? Did they?
well, in 2020, they just told me that she updated her driver's license,
Hmm.
and again, that was not enough for me as a mother because
Right.
I nor my family still had not seen or heard from her. So even if she did walk into the DNV,
Mhm.
why hasn't she called home?
Right.
Why haven't she reached out to anyone in the family? But I wanted to ask you your question about why it was closed.
Sure.
So they said that because she updated her driver's license. However, in that police report, the Freedom of Information Act that I requested, it stated that the detective never made contact by phone, nor did he speak to her in person, make face-to-face contact. They closed it based upon that information. In addition to that, I was informed in that police report, it stated in that police report that I, as the mother, knew where young ladies were being held and did not provide them would not share this information. Now, when I saw that, I was upset.
I bet you were.
That's because in this police report, one, there was false information. Then there was inconsistent information. So I reached out to the Chicago police. I said, there's some information that's in this report that's false. I said, let me say this to you. This is what I'm talking. I said, if anyone who knows me, if I knew what anyone was being held, no one had to tell me to call the police.
Right.
Because I'm that type of person. I'm that type of mother. I'm that type of woman. So I said, I need this off of this report. So with that being said, that's when it was first opened with this same department, Area 3 in Chicago.
Okay. So the reason why they closed it was because they said she updated her driver's license, and they just said, she updated it, so we're going to close it.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Which didn't seem, it just didn't seem, I understand that the police have certain guidelines that they must follow because this is a missing persons report, and missing persons case. And if it's a missing persons case, if someone that is considered missing update their driver's license, they're no longer considered missing because they did not because they updated their driver's license. The question that I have been asking is, why haven't I seen nor heard from my daughter? So in my case, I needed more than just a missing person, because that's why I didn't want to say missing from the beginning. I said, I have not seen or heard from my daughter. Where's my daughter? My case needed more of an investigation of what is going on.
Okay.
The type of case that I felt that I'm dealing with.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I want to kind of fast forward to lately.
Yes.
I know that there was a release that had came out from WGN stating that they were putting out more information about Mia, revisiting. Looks like the Chicago Police Department also had revitalized the search for her, or at least trying to get information about what's going on with her. Let me just kind of share this police missing persons thing that did come out at that time. Give me one moment here. Let me just share this with the audience and also share this with you. Let me share this screen. Here we go. So this is the release that had come out at that time. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right. If I were to zoom in a little bit on this here, it does say missing person. It says Mia, 27. The information is there. So it does say last family contact was April 28th of 2019. It says Marks Mia Battles. Last contact with family members was on April of 2019. Mia had various residences and places of employment across the Chicago area until January 2024. Also, it said that Mia is unable to be located at this time. And if you have any information on Mia Battle, please contact Area 3 of SVU at 312-744-8266. Chicago Police Area 3 SVU. Now, when this came out, there was a follow-up press release also that went to WGN. And let me share that also with everyone. Give me one moment here. Now, my question to you is, when that first press, how did you find out about that second press release that they were going to reopen this?
I'm sitting here. I'm actually just twiddling my feet as you're reading that, because it's so much behind this. It's so much backstory. It's so much of a backstory behind what you're saying. But I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
Should you ask it one more time?
Sure. How did you feel? How did you find out that they were going to? How do we get to the point where they're going to open it back up and try?
Okay. Thank you for asking that question first, and then get going to how did it get?
Sure.
So how it got opened up the second time was after 2 years of me going back and forth trying to get it reopened because of the way that it was closed. They finally reopened it last year, and I think it was May. Please don't quote. It was either the end of April, beginning of May. The police department, Area 3, this was assigned to the case again. The same department that closed it was assigned to the case again, but a different detective, because the other detective that was on it was now assigned to, I guess, theft. So now they had to assign the case to another detective. So they had their case. When I say they, Area 3 in Chicago had the case for 1 year and 6 months under missing again. I'm reaching out to the detective at this particular time. The second go round, I'm actually reaching out and making some leeway. Now, I'm not saying that the detective was like doing an extensive job. What I'm saying is, this second go round, I'm talking and communicating and sending information and thinking that, okay, they're listening to me. Okay. So it was open for 1 year and 6 months. What got me is when I had gotten a call from the detective, because I had reached out to him to give him some more information, and he said that this was in September of this year, of 2024. He reached out and he said, can you come down to the station? Because I had provided him some information. He said, I need to see it. When I got down to the station, he saw it and he said, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to speak to my sergeant about getting, a press release and sharing it with other police stations. I said, it wasn't shared with other police stations all of this time for this year and 6 months. He said, well, it's a different system. And he shared to me, he said, when I come back next week, or, when I come back, I'm going to put it out, to see if my sergeant would allow me to put it out, which he ended up calling me that following Friday. I went to see him on that Sunday in September of this year. That following Friday, he contacted me telling me that he was back at work, and he said it was approved for him to put this information out, and he sent me a draft of the press release. When I saw that draft and I saw that it said, and I don't have it in front of me, but Atmos, you had just shared it with the public. Mm-hmm. It stated that my daughter had several residents. Please don't quote me. Several.
I'll go back to it. It's no problem if you want to read it.
Within the Chicago area and jobs, and that she was considered missing in January of 2024. When I saw that, I immediately had a problem. Okay. Now, I, as the mother, have not seen nor heard from my daughter since April 28th of 2019. And here it is in this, when they finally release it to the public, which I'm not understanding why it wasn't released to the public when they opened it the second time. Why did it take 1 year and 6 months for them to release this as considered a press release? Why did it take 1 year and 6 months? So when I saw that, I asked him, why is it saying that she had residents within the Chicagoland area, when you shared with me, when I say you, I'm talking about the detective who was assigned to the case, when you shared with me that the Chicago Police Department has a certain system. And when someone comes up missing or is reported the family have not seen, the loved ones have not seen that individual, they can go into the system and see where the person worked, where the person lived, whatever information they need to pull up on that individual. However, in my case, the detective told me it was kind of strange that in their system, there was no residence, there was no job information coming up under my daughter. He said, this is kind of strange, but he, did what detectives do and looked into it a little further. He reached out to the FBI because of, he reached out to the FBI to see if he can get information from their database. And when he got information based upon, and please don't quote me, I'm kind of summing this stuff up.
Okay.
He was given an address and he was given a job. Now, when they was given the address he was given, she did not live there, and the whole building was empty. It was no one there. So how is it possible? Okay, this is the address you was given, but the address that you was given, she didn't live there. You say that there was a P.O. box. It was an appeal box, but you still haven't seen her, my daughter. You haven't made visual eye contact. So I had a problem with them saying that there was residence, but he never was able to put eyes on her at any of these residents. Then there was a job, but when you go to these jobs, you say she no longer worked at these jobs. So every time you was given an address, based upon what you're telling me, the addresses, she didn't live there.
Mm-hmm.
When you was given the job information, she always quit. Something just didn't sit well with me. And I know some may be saying this mother she's probably like making this stuff up. Let me tell you all, at the age that I am right now, and even when I was younger, I don't have time to waste in life.
No, you don't.
This has been 5 years and 8 months of time that I know my daughter can never get back.
Right.
Never. This is not how I expected to spend my past 5 years and 8 months. A mother love is for their children. So I just want to say that when it comes to the time that's been lost between my daughter and myself.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Well, thank you for sharing that with us also. If I could just kind of piggyback. So the press release came out from the Chicago Police Department.
Yeah.
It was then followed up with a press release from WGN, I believe it is. And so that was at least some type of traction, WGN Channel 9. I see that you did thank them for
not the channel, not the
it was on it was on a website.
Which was kind of strange too, because it was not on the news channel. It was on their website. Now, who really goes on WGN website? These are just questions that I asked myself. Who would have really? Now, I shared it on my Facebook page, and it got shared to I think over 3,500 to 4,000 people shared it, which was I greatly appreciate these strangers sharing my daughter's picture and information.
Right. I got you. All right. So here's another. If I can just go back over. And I do want to ask you this here. So what came of the second time they opened up the missing report on Mia?
You saying that the result of them
saying? Yeah, what happened? Did you get any traction?
What they ended up telling me, you saying when they put the report out on WGN, so they told me that she walked into the police station on, I think that was the 17th. Please don't quote me on the date. I think it was September 7th. It was a Monday of this year. So they put it out on that Friday. because he told me that he worked that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and she walked into the police station on that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And when she walked into the police station, she said she didn't want to have nothing to do with me as her mother. And he said because she's over the age of 18, it's nothing that they can do about it. Again, I want to make it known that I was not beating on my child. I was not molesting my child. I was not aware of anything like that happening to my child. And if it did happen, people know me. My family know me. I have zero tolerance for any child being touched. So with that being put out here, I have to continue to question, why haven't my daughter been in contact with me? What have I done to my daughter to make her just disappear from me as her mother for 5 years and 8 months? Not just me, her family.
Okay.
Now, Atmos, can we back up a second?
Sure.
When the detective, there's a scientist case, put this case out, was telling me that he was going to put the press release out, and what he was putting out, what you read about, she had these jobs and residents within the Chicagoland area, and as of January 24th, she was considered missing. January of 2024, she's considered missing. I said to the detective, when you put something out like that, what you're saying that you're going to put out, it makes me look like a liar. I've been on my social media page sharing with people for the past 5 years that I haven't seen or heard from my daughter, my family. And when you put out that she's had jobs within the Chicagoland area, she has residents within the Chicagoland area, and for some reason, the Chicago Police Department, who's had this case for the second time for 1 year and 6 months, had an open missing persons case. For you, the detective, to say now that she was missing in January 2024, that's not making sense to me. And I'm sure it's not making sense to the people either. Why have a case open for 1 year and 6 months the second time if she was never missing, if she was considered not missing in January of 2024? She was missing from me and the family.
Right.
And the detective, you was telling me that you haven't laid eyes on her. Why that particular day? Again, if someone can make this make sense to me, I would greatly appreciate it. Because for me, this 1 + 1 is not equaling 2.
It's not. I totally agree with you. So after they say that she was in the, they didn't get video, they didn't give you any proof or anything to prove?
Thank you so much for asking that question. So when the detective told me, he called me and telling me that Mia walked into the police station, he just interviewed her. And I said, I didn't get excited or anything, because if you just interviewed my daughter, why haven't I gotten a phone call saying, "Mama, I'm okay. I'm coming home. I'm coming talk to you." I didn't get any of that. So when he told me that she walked into the police station, the first question, one of the questions that I asked him during our 12-minute conversation after 1 year and 6 months of them having a case, I said, do you have body cam footage? He told me, no, detectives don't wear a body cam. I said, okay. I said, the room that you interviewed her in, is there footage that I can see of my daughter's face, her body movement, her eyes? You don't have to let me hear what she's saying, but let me see my baby. Let me see if she's truly okay, because I know she ain't okay. Mm-hmm. He told me the room did not have cameras. That room did not have cameras. Now,
they're saying that the room that they brought her into for the interview did not have any cameras.
No, it did not, based upon what I was informed. So I then said to him, okay, so I knew what my next step was going to be.
Mhm.
And my next step was going to be to request a FOIA
Okay.
of the public lobby area to see her at least walk into the police station. I know you have that information, and I'm sure you get ready to put it up.
You sent that to me. Let me just show that really quick that you did request a FOIA for that information. So let me share this one moment here. Here it is. All right, so what we're looking at right here is the FOIA information that you requested from them in regards to this here. If I can read it, it says, let me see. Dear Shawanda, on behalf of the Office of Emergency Management and Communications, I am responding to your Freedom of Information FOIA request that our office received on September 18th, 2024, wherein you requested the following information. Where you did ask that you were requesting camera footage for the date of 9/16/2024 for all public area for Area 3, police station located at 2452 West Belmont, Chicago, Illinois, including the public lobby, public area, public parking, and public entrance from 8:45 a.m. to 11 a.m. Did you receive this information?
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I'm still to this day on December 1st. And as you can see, it was requested on the September 18th or 19th.
It says 16th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Requested camera footage for, you said when you requested it.
Yeah, I think it was the 18th.
Okay.
The 18th. Don't quote me on the date, but it's up there.
Okay.
It is now December 1st. I still have not received the report from Area 3. Now, I don't know if the public know this as well. So a lot of times what we tend to do is when we don't receive something from the FOIA department, we get upset with the FOIA department. And in some cases, the public have a reason for, getting upset if they haven't received it or being disappointed if they haven't received it. In this case here, I cannot blame it on the FOIA department, whose job is to transmit the information. If it's requested, send over the information to the public who's requesting it and redact it as needed, private information as needed. The FOIA department, if you can look at what Atmos is sharing on the screen, the FOIA department has been in contact with me by sharing that we're still awaiting the report from Area 3. They've contacted me on 3 occasions saying that we're still awaiting the information.
Right.
The next time they sent me something saying that we received negative response, and we're going to be reaching out to deputy, I think it's the deputy chief, to try to get this report. Then the third time, which I think that was on, don't quote me on the date, but it was the last time, they told me that they still have not received it. And my last response, and I'm sure Atmos will show that as well. Right. I said I'm trying to.
Let's see here. You did ask for clarification so if I can just go back one.
Yes.
After you asked for that information, including the public lobby, public area, public parking, and public entrance, they said with respect, they said thank you, and you said thank you in advance. They said with respect to your request, the OEMC conducted a search for records responsive to your request. However, that search did not generate any records matching the items listed in your inquiry. Be advised, there is no public safety cameras in the immediate area. Wow. In conclusion, based on the information you provided, the OEMC was unable to locate any records that are responsive to your FOIA requests. How can this happen in 2024 where there's no, this is mind-blowing.
And my response to them was, because, I didn't want to assume anything.
Well, I see it. Here's your response. You want me to read it or you'll read it?
Is that the response? You please read it.
Yes, it says, hello, just for clarification, are you saying there is no camera footage of the public lobby, public parking lot, or public entryway of the police station located at 2452 West Belmont, Chicago, Illinois, from 8:45 to 11 a.m. on September 16th?
I didn't want to assume anything, so I just wanted to make sure I was clear
Right.
on what they were saying, because a lot of times people play word games and say they did not say that particular thing. So that's why I said for clarification. And I was clear on re-asking my question.
And let me see here. Okay, it says, okay, and then this is their, looks like this was a response of theirs. Good morning. I received a negative response to videos from the Area 3 administration. I have resent the request for videos to Area 3 Deputy Chief's office. I will send you a response once I receive from them. And then you just pretty much said, thank you very much for the updates, but I can't help but wonder why there is an issue with Area 3 releasing and reporting footage. Wow.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing. It's got to make you feel like something being covered up, or
yes. Yeah, and the thing is, let me make sure that I'm clear by saying this. I'm not saying that she possibly did not walk into this police station.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I just want to say thank you, that because I never will put in my mind that she wasn't still here with us.
Right.
What I am saying is the least that a police station, a detective can do, especially in a case, whether it's a case where a person has been missing from their family for a year or 2, 6 months, whatever the case may be. In my case, I hadn't seen my daughter in 5 years and 7 months. The least that they could have done was shown me some visual proof of my daughter walking into that police station. Something, he said the detectives don't wear body cam, a picture from the interview room. You can't just tell me that my child walked into a police station in this day and age where, and I don't want to attack the police department. That's not what I'm doing. But giving us as parents and loved ones information so that we can see with our own eyes, that's not asking too much. Again, I haven't seen or heard from my daughter in 5 years and 8 months. And then this is not normal. My question, and I'm going to continue to ask, where is my daughter, Mia?
And that's a very, very valid question. And I think any parent out there that's watching this is going to put themselves in your shoes and say, I would be doing and saying the same exact things. It looks like they had did put out a release after they say that she allegedly walked in of things being closed, I believe. Let me just show this.
And if the case is closed, which they say is closed, they closed the day after, that means that police report should be available to the public for us to pull and see what occurred.
What occurred? What did she say? Where's she been?
We should see something aside from missing. This is the report on the news, not the news station, but their website. Woman missing for over 5 years, located. That's all I can.
CP and look at what they say. CPD says.
CPD says exactly.
Chicago police say missing 27-year-old woman has been located.
CPD says. Well, CPD says they didn't have any cameras either. Why was that? Why wasn't there a camera, either body cam or in the interrogation room, or in the public areas? It don't make a difference.
Let's look at what the Chicago Police Department put out as a follow-up to the press release. Okay, so they said here, looks like they canceled the missing persons report.
Yes.
And pretty much says the subject has been located and is safe.
Now, how do they know she's safe when they
Right.
only talked to her for 45 minutes based upon what they stated and that she was okay? How could you, strangers, say that someone is safe because they walked into a police station? How could you say that a person is fine if you don't know their normal demeanor? So, again, I understand that the missing persons department job is to just make sure that a person is not missing. Again, I said from the beginning of putting my information out to the public that something is not right. My daughter's situation, this is not normal for a young lady who was at college to just not want to deal with her family. My daughter was a senior at UIC. How is it that in her senior year, where she'd been coming home, mama come pick me up on the weekend, holidays and everything, her senior year, she goes to school and decide, I don't want nothing to do with my family anymore. I need to put this out there too.
Okay.
So it's been a few times brought to my attention that, oh, your daughter don't want nothing to do with you because you all went up to the school, you all went to her school and got her. Public, everybody who's listening to this, who are compassionate people who care about their sibling, their children, people who got kids, and even those who don't, who understand what family do when family knows something is wrong. You don't just sit around waiting for bad news to come to you when you got wind that your loved one, something is wrong. When your loved one isn't answering the phone, she's not coming home, and she's at college, she's a student, it's the first time she's been off, and she's not answering my call as her mother to just say, baby, you okay? What's going on? Family, mama, cousins, granddaddy, grandmama, we going to see what's wrong.
Absolutely.
That's what family do. So when it's said that I did something wrong, let me tell you something. I'm a mother. Don't tell me what a mother not supposed to do when their child, something is wrong. Here we are now, 5 years and 8 months later. I said something was wrong then, and here it is when the world was shut down. Something's still wrong. So was I right or was I wrong? I was definitely right. I knew something was wrong. If I can get answers, if I can talk to my baby, and she's my baby, at this point, yes, she's 27. To hear my child is now 27 years old, when the last time I seen her when she was 22. It's emotional. I'm not gonna cry. I said this before. But it still hurt. And my child is 27. She can be 50. I'm still hurt. I want to know where my child is at. I have the right to know where my child is at. I have a right to know what happened
What caused this separation between my daughter and I? The Chicagoland area. If you're in the we know about Chicago. I don't want to make no assumptions. But somebody knows something. I'm a mother putting pieces to a puzzle together. And I don't have the face of how the puzzle's supposed to be put together from the beginning. But I'm putting pieces to a puzzle that I didn't even know I was dealing with. I'm just asking for help. I'm asking for help.
If anyone out there has any information, please, on the whereabouts of Mia, please contact Miss Battle at her email address, is scrolling at the bottom, at sharb4632@gmail.com, or by phone at 312-319-1190. In closing, Miss Battle, what would you like to say, or was that pretty much your closing?
I would like to send a message to my daughter. Mia, I love you. Always have loved you. And you know me as your mother. People say we're going to ride together, we're going to die together. I'm not going to say that. Baby, I'm the one that I'm going to ride with you, and we're going to live through this. I miss you dearly. And your mother is still that same mother that I will walk through the fire for you. I miss you so much. I don't want a phone call. I want you to come home. I want to hold you. I want to hug you. And whatever you've been through, I'm here. Nobody out in the streets love you the way that I love you. Nobody out in the streets gonna protect you and ride with you the way that I'm gonna ride with you. As you can see, it's 5 years and 8 months, and I'm still out here sharing my feelings as your mother to the public. And you know I'm a private person, but I do anything for my kids. I love you. I miss you dearly. Whatever needs to be done, let's get whatever therapy that we need. I'm a mother. I want to hold my baby. That's it. I miss you, Mia.
Thank you so much, Miss Battle, for coming on here and giving us the update on her. Just so you all know, she is still missing until her mother is able to reach out, touch, talk to. She is still missing from her family. The fact that the police say that they have saw her come into the police station with no proof, no pictures, no video, no nothing, just word of mouth, is simply not satisfactory, and it's not enough. And so we're going to continue on this channel to put this awareness out here. Hopefully someone listens to this and is compelled to help Miss Battle find her daughter, Mia. Okay. But I want to say God bless y'all. Thank you so much, Miss Battle, for coming on. We're going to go ahead and end this now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Agnes.
No problem.
Thank you, Chad.